Yepe afobano ni ye.
Ha TVXYZ Temra Society Afisem nkomo ebrona ene yeshe say we afari need that's if you're fisherman, you're fisher folk for the next 1 month, there's going to be the friend say close season. Now this is the 4th year running a year close season. Yebeka say for a period of 1 month year to epunim. What it will mean is yen to me enko eposo afare for betena fie ajoma home send you we adwuma o leave holidays ewom breaks ewom ni ade no. This is the season for afare for to say omonso ebe call leave no makoje omo home because over the period no omo aye adwuma pa omaye juma nti se omoko no moko home we na dodo na eka se dabi sa home ya yesi ye nko home no enya de a eboa na eyeye anase enya de a it is the best of its kind because o hwe ejuma omoye na the kind of people are omo depending omo so for example if we call to say eye teshi nungwa labadi usu and those areas na nkrofo air fishing no definitely the dependency ratio and I said rippling effect massive. And if me na me father now, there's a possibility say some way somehow my wife can fishing business me man so ho and so daily ni ebedi no ni na eho any free. But now Madam Mavis Awakumsen, Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture or the Abetudja say from the 1st of July ekwa see the 31st of this month, idea all fishing activities, idea it's being kept on hold. Now that is extended to omo trawlers omo beko up to the end of August. From now to the end of 31st, and I said from now to the end of August, omo ebe put a hold on their fishing. But the symbolism of how Akumsen locking the sea. I'm sure it's a video we can just see it on the screen. Say how Akumsen ako ponano locate the sea, which is the symbolism say pono yatum into no bia enko eposo enko kase oko na wako akwa fishing na eno no oko na se oko se oko akwa fishing na ade a ebe ha adwen na yempene emma wo wujumedie enko. So if you are watching watching us from any of the coastal towns and as the coastal cities and as any of the fishing communities obi to me the messages about go onto our Facebook page and now share all the messages, the concerns you have for the next 1 month as a fisher folk. Now some of the fisher folks any ekasaye efa senye ombeshe say the effect ebeba omoso from now till that 1 month period omoshe say it will not be easy for them. It will not be easy for them.
Hi everybody. Sisia abanu yani na trans yakasa omuti osi debia every month bia sa program we dey on traso. Na yatumi say first 90 sa yambisa say edientina abanisa yenim say petrol for no omo wo level bia omo compo no omo ko dina say omo chi nso no and fish no yesu ye wo level but sesi a ye level a ye ko yinam no sesi a omo aben ye yemfa no say every August bia ye wo fish bia ye friend kankama yemfa no say baby a ye gina no from here to mu studio XYZ season bia sa kankama no omo free baby a gina no e dey call XYZ. But petrol for no omo say because omo ya bebre no ya say before omo free ha e dey call XYZ no mo cross before XYZ petrol for no omo cross sa kankama no nti over 15 years ago sa kankama no yenya enye sanity because em say who your fish farming say who your fish farming em say why your pond no be say 3 every day bia who say fish omo wa nkitwa no wa kese no enu de otumi hu de bia ba eponti sa 6 nyame bo ade eponti sa ubeko utumi hu se inam we kitwa ni we kese ni we utumi hu enu se wo de ukọ a ukọ se ukọ yi unam enti utumi hu se kese ni kitwa before obeba ubeyi kitwa ubeyi kese but on say young fan say season we na afarefo ya ye de kenu e de ko adwuma no season we na yatumi nya inam kakra nti ye nim de nti a aban no odisa season we a yatumi nya kitwa de share bottom ya nya bi di show ye ma e de ko school no ye de season we e de ama say 1 month no ye ntra fi young fan say ube show a me check say fish nambi da we say no afe na season asu nti we so na ya gina so edi nya ye so ye faso kakra nti yan fa no say time a season we asu na aban si yan ko transfer no the whole 1 month no ye nim dia ye be odi ko yan fa no say odi ko temahabo uko temahabo a kaya ye fo wo ho obi a top water wo ho obi a to ti wo ho aduane fo nya wo sesi a 1 month na ye ko transfer no aban ye nim de obetuma ye the oil near or the emuba 50 kilo 5 kilo the whole important infant say best nipa best 3,000 4,000 ejuma wa ubre best 20 bags of rice 30 bags of rice enu anu shinu a odi kan o ma e bio
inga kponkomi e sha lokomi e wo lo enu o sha e bi e ifite nshon lo ko ke pon wo mi ni sha lo e pe lo e amo pon e sha le e wo 1 week 1 night ona 1 week 1 fish 1 week 1 fish kaji o ka wo mi e ba sha lokomi egbe lo baba o e wo me ni you so net kan ni bi e ke me ni sun kan ni bi ameji mi na me fiti olu shi wo osu wole ne wo fite nshon lo e ko te e komi e ko ke pon komi o mi ba sha lokomi e wo dan o ba bo ana ne ba fe pi e wo fite nshon lo e wo kaka chi wona e gba wona wa e ya ke se bita frache wo bi na me ya school na ke I pay ni bika ni na ke free education shi won pay ni bi komi kaji wa ya wo na loko nu kwa fe mi no kwa me nyon komi aba ye hia ni wo bi ame school ama ba hia August mi ton e wo to ave ton wa na ska no ke sen na me ka ye ni school aka firi e ba school da na to aka mo ya me o wa say ni ska me to ne ye hia no lele no e wo mo nupa ni oje ekwelo ojugba e aka e ko wa ni ojugba e aka ke dia ka chincho na ni me fe chincho na a chincho na mini dine ni poten ma 1 month lo ba nye for 1 month ne ba da to ne ken lo ba nye che ma 1 month lo ba da ne ken e wo amechichi wo o wa me kwelo ojugba ke ni ko ameko choncho yen no na me anu wo la ya no ba na no ba wi wo ni amechi won na anu ele wo fe wole na me fi oje e wo ame kwelo ojugba
e wa o to the stand e ja ge shin show ni kan shin ye swimming pool 1 swimming pool ko ke lo wo mi no lele o we se bi no ba amen 4 amen dla onu mi shi de ne nshon ni ka mi ba bi anu ba nyo na lo baba o wo ba nyo ya wo le baba o ba nya ya je na kan na lo wa gbla o je nfin na ne ko repo ro nshon ni ka mi ba ni nshon ni gbe olo lo no ne fi ole e wa o cause one 3 months alo 4 months kaje agbele no lo bibi na mi ke yin lo bibi fini lo amedila bi na me yo na kan no ni nyimbo ebole na kan nyimbo ebole lo no na me fi ole amenta ne ko me ko me mo ni ntuni ni bi ane na me nchon me anga nshoke ni bi ane mo ko ni ke attach ni na mo ko no ko e afifa se e ba ko no president na kan ni ke ba e ke gba o mo bi na wa de nche ja ge shin wo blame bele ni ke wo blame anga nsho bi ane president anana adope nike majani bieba onana ado nike ndoko ne ebe ba gba o mo bi na wa ke nike ndoko ne ne fio bi ane o chupo ko na no anu atashian no mo blenche imagine mo nike ndoko ne ni bi ane o wula ka ha mo lidi se amemont be na pia me na ga no ni mi no wula ma no bi ane to mo be ne ya wula me e ngan show mi 1 month ne nye ba ne abaka lele fin lele bo nye a 20 Ghana po 20 Ghana na ba na ke show e fo kaga ni baba aba wo mo fi o ko bi na ana ano ye ta mo baba o mo man so chon baba je mo ke ni bi lo no ne ke ba ma le e fite ma correct won ni bi ne ke ba fin e wa ma ana ke ni aba na ba ga baba ja bi an ma ko gbe no mo ke ni bi mo ko ba yin na to mo 8 mo ko ba yin na to mo 10 mo ko ba attach ne mo ko pi ba na mi na ego lo ni no ke ba mi ni shishinu mo ta o ke ba ma o chupo ko na no chu not much ne I would like or like it if I can you chu ka ga me no holiday nye pay na pay on your month ka shebi ni wa na bia no shin water aya wo akọ almost million 50 million 40 million akin ya wa pa petrol kwa court no ba no nyo ba 80 million no ba nyo na no go fie nyo mo bo na wo siko ba bia to ko tashin an
oh egba wo no jogba de nche ja keshi ka otun ni igbe ko mi e ba bla po ke wa bi nu ne ni tun ni e kaye o gbe ko me ko tun ni an obi no lo le ba nu sisi akegbe ni mami ke yin ska e ba nu sisi alo wa me na me tun government nu tumo na me te school na me tun ni ka mo ko e anu tumo 3 days lo 4 days bo ba be ka hwele whatever thing wa me nga wona no me ni nga sure na ame beleleji ame tuni yen sure na gbe wa me le no ni afi o eko ko nga mo ti mo ko na akeka ya wo e4 mi ne baye mi ne ke bi baye bi e kura wo tuni ye wo ba ko kura ni wo tuni ye sure na no wo yo.
So clearly fisher folks na omo ekasa no now for the sake of those of us ayenten cry no no mu kan nyina ne say this woman especially ekase if oba na anopa oba ne ka say mama mamiska she doesn't under akola ne enti ase say mommy beka so niska it's like akola no ako school teacher say ochina oba for school fees bra as to whether ne mami o scan papa niska that's none of the akolani business and then fa akolano ni onima ne say teacher say me fa school fees right onya baya na mama o find a teacher can get school fees eba eno anu no end of story. So say ye ka say omo entina fie na mema omo enkoye juma they don't understand why omo betumi atina fie for that period. Now something funny or something interesting to me is here. Madam Mavis Hawakumsin Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture. Now, or say even the farmer, the fisher folks no crown pono. They should be thankful. And so when you say I buy Emma or more rice, I buy Emma or more oil for 2 weeks, and that I buy Emma or more giveaways. Now imagine somebody like Peter or MCR. Peter is married, he has children. If Peter is giving 5 kg rice to eat for 2 weeks. Now the argument the argument now is eba say fisher folks no crampo now when the moon settles now for the first 2 weeks and I say last 2 weeks of the month no couple. So if you pick every month now there are 2 weeks in a month that the afare for no they don't go fishing. And so clearly it is not 1 month period. And yes, because Oshema, it is only 2 weeks. Madam Mavis Hawakumsin.
20,000 bags of rice. That is the 5 by 5. 20,000. So that 20,000 multiplied by 5. 20,000. Is it 25 or 5? Because 25 kilos. We have 5 in it. Multiply 100,000. We are not giving full back to them. Because basically, when you look at the number of days that we do the close season, that's why maybe the fishers are not complaining. It's just 2 weeks. Because in the month, I'm told they fish for 2 weeks. And then the second week, they are not able to fish because when the moon is up, the light reflects on the water. And so the fish do not come out for them to be caught. And it takes them 2 weeks. So basically, it's just 2 weeks. And if government is giving you 5 kilos of rice for 2 weeks, a bottle of oil, wire mesh, and basins and other things, government is doing a lot. Government is doing a lot. In the midst of all our financial crisis, government is still taking care of the fishers. And I think that is the best government can do. Akufo-Addo government, Ofechon.
So, Madam Mavis Hawakumsin, clearly, it's okay. Say, yebema, fisher folks no rice, 5 kg. But clearly, if Oma will be rice 5 kg, to eat for 2 weeks, assuming that meeting say nipano rice no bedi for the next 2 weeks, is that enough to justify say one man nipano rice to eat for 2 weeks, one man oil tomatoes when a number no DBD. And what's the protein content in that rice now the man? And I say, oh no, I want mude dia no nya berry no. I mean, it doesn't add up from where some of us sit. It doesn't. And then she makes the point that they cannot even satisfy all the fisher folks because omodoso. So if you cannot satisfy all the fisher folks, why are you making the case? Why are you making the arguments to make it look as though say you are able to provide for all of these individuals? Let's go to the Fisheries Commission now. Director of Inland Fisheries, Dr. Lawrence Amma Ahia is on the line. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, sir.
Now, Doc, clearly, another time for you to close the airport for Obian to me and Pobium. You make the arguments from what the minister said, say it is clearly 2 weeks into no, it is justified. Do you still hold the view, say your 2 weeks alone, 1 month close of the sea, no, is really justified?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished listeners. I think it's very important that the sea is closed to make sure that our stock is reviewed. This is for national security. Because if you don't do that, our fisheries will collapse. When they collapse, it means that we cannot get fish from our seas again. So this is a management measure to make sure that our stock is able to come back for us to have fish to eat and to avoid challenges in food security in this country. So keeping our shores closed to allow the fish to rebound.
Bad taste, because clearly, how do you determine say this particular fish no during the month of July, 2 weeks, obe to me lay eggs, emanimba are mature, so that after the 2 weeks senior a minister no meba back no na fish nenyin. How was the lifespan of a fish?
Yeah, the essence is that the close season is just to allow the gravid fish that are carrying eggs or they are pregnant for that matter, to allow them to deliver or to spawn. Now, the fact is that if the fisher folks go around this time to fish, it means that they are harvesting all the gravid fish or the pregnant fish. And when you catch a fish together with its babies, it means that you don't have future for that fish again. So the close season is simply to allow the pregnant fish in there to deliver. Once it delivers, the fisherman can go and catch the mother. Now, there are millions of kids, or let me say, fingerlings which is giving out. These ones will now escape to find time for themselves and then grow to also mature to be available for the fishers to go and fish. So the idea is just to allow the pregnant ones, or what we call the gravid fish, to spawn. And that is all. And for the babies, or what we call the fry, to have space to escape to safety areas before the fishermen come in again. Now, these fish, we expect them to grow in the near future. So immediately, you will not see the reflection during that period, but the baby that have escaped will now be available in the fishery for the fishermen to go and take it. Now, when you compare 2021 and 2022 close season, data shows that there's an improvement now. Whatever they harvested in 2021 close season, in 2022, there was an increase in their catch. For instance, when you talk about rancid lela, before the close season, it was around 220 kilograms per every canoe. Whenever they go for fishing, that's what they get. But after the close season, it increased to 287, which means that there's a benefit in closing the season. So the canoes now means that they are catching more, or in terms of weight, higher than what they used to catch. When it comes to the anchovies, it's a similar situation there. Before the close season in 2021, they were taking, in 2022 for instance, they were getting per canoe about 269 kilograms per canoe. But after the close season, it increased to around 400 kilograms per canoe. So tells you that there's been some benefit that is being accrued by closing the sea. So what we are doing is is based on science and on data.
Okay.
And we know and we believe that it will work for the benefit of this nation.
Now, yeah, as we look at the science and data, the former President John Mahama made a comment that the application of close season should not be an en bloc activity. Just spare me a moment, listen to John Mahama, and then I'll ask you a question.
Close season, no. You be close here, ma fishing trawlers, akesiano. Canoe fishermen, ne artisanal fishermen. Umuyusu hiyama, and small canoes. It will not be closed for them.
Dr. Here, that's John Mahama saying that the close season will not affect canoe fisher folks. Your comment, sir?
No, I think that there's a misunderstanding there.
Okay.
You see, what we are talking about, we call them small pelagics. When we say small pelagics, we are talking about the anchovies and the sardines, the sardinella. Now, these are targeted fish by our canoe fishermen. And these are the fish species that are threatened. These are the majority of fish that is landed in this country. And our fishing is gauged or measured based on supply or production of this particular species. So if you leave them out, that they shouldn't, they should go and harvest them. It means that our canoe fishermen, to benefit from the fishery, to make sure they have perpetual fish to catch, to make sure their livelihood is improved, it is good that you maintain or you manage the stock very well for them so that they can go and harvest. Now, if we sit down with our science and data and we say, oh, they should go and harvest it, and then it collapses. It's like a mother. When there's a sore on the leg of your child, instead of pressing it or dressing it to make sure that the wound is healed, because you love the child so much, you are playing with it. And at the end of the day, the leg will be amputated. That's exactly what we are looking at now. We need to protect the stock for our canoe fishermen. And what we are talking about is more concerning them than any other fishery. Nevertheless, we are closing both the trawlers and the canoe. The canoe will give them just 1 month. For the trawlers, it's 2 months. To make sure, but I want to talk about those who are targeting what we are interested in, the anchovies and the sardinella, is the canoe fisheries. They are targeting those ones. So we need to protect the fisheries for their sake and for the sake of this nation. It's a national security we are talking about. It's about food security. It's about nutrition security we are talking about. So anyone who loves this country and wants us to have a future for our fisheries must make sure that this medical measure is taken care. Now, it's not only Ghana which is doing that now. Now, Cote d'Ivoire has joined the wagon. Liberia has joined the wagon. There are a lot of countries along the coast who are now also closing their season. So if you put your ears down, like Cote d'Ivoire has also closed the same time that Ghana has closed down its fisheries.
Now, there are those who argue that clearly the petroleers, as we may be aware, are causing more harm than good to the sea. Now, what is the preparation or what is the ministry under the Fisheries Commission doing regarding light fishing and making sure that our beaches and the sea is devoid of all of these plastic and the pollution we are witnessing? Because the fisher folks clearly will say they go fishing and they harvest rubbers and all of those. What is the Commission's commitment to ensuring that after this close season, we'll come out and then be smiling when we go fishing?
Yeah, let me first clarify that currently we don't have paid trawling in the country. What we have is just trawling. One trawler that is doing that. Now, we have taken measures now. The nets that the trawlers are using now, we have modified them now. Formerly, it used to be about 40 meter depth. And trawlers are actually targeting what we call the demersal species. Fishes that are normally at the bottom of the sea. They are not pelagic, or they are not surfaces. But we realized that their nets were so tall, about 40 meters. So they are able to catch some of the pelagics alongside. But now we have reduced their size, their net size, from 40 to around 10 meters. So they focus on the demersals that they are supposed to trawl. And now, before you go to sea as a trawler, we have our implementing agencies, that's the FUE, Fisheries Enforcement Unit, and the body control system, who are at the port to check your net that you are taking onto the sea, and before you even leave the sea to go for fishing. So for trawlers now, we are not controlling them. And then, so there's no problem with them as of now. We are controlling them with the measures that the laws allow us to implement. So for trawlers, I would say that for now, we don't have much problem with them now. If your net is not compliant to what we have described, you are not permitted to go fishing. So we still have some trawlers who are still working on their nets. Until they are able to get to our standard, they are not allowed to go fishing. You understand it? Now, when it comes to pollution is a national issue. So we have to collaborate with EPA and other agencies of government to make sure this thing doesn't happen. You understand it? But our mandate as a Fisheries Commission is to ensure that there is fish for the country. So we are taking other measures. When it comes to pollution and other issues, there are other state agencies that help us to do that. And we are collaborating with them to make sure these plastics and other things that go into the sea are reduced to a better minimum.
Now, Doc, if you could indulge me, I have with me in studio Niama, who is the chairman of the Canoe Owners Association here in Osu. Now, Ni, your concerns as one, so utichibia, when you reach, you share more fisher folks. Now, one of the concerns are Murizi, and it's the duration no crampono. It was not necessary any concern komoto epunim. Doc, I explaining the rationale behind say a two epunim na mutumi say ni deplete fish stock no. Do you still think some more concerns no is valid biom?
Yo, I'm saying me chat TV for one power any TV T4. I'm say me matie dog kakra. The NTI see sa close season ehun say say na the third.
Yeah.
I just say ye crofo a ya ba betra fie no ye dwuma no ye daily basis. Ye crofo ye ngi social security ye sa nyama no eni ye dwuma mu. Ti ye dwuma no ye daily basis. Ubesho a one day edidi ya home Tuesday, every Tuesday. And as I one day no kra before transit one day no your how and as see we see me transfer for 1 month. Now so now me tell me the ekran be from kakra send be the stakeholders of adwuma ye no am so beti ase manye ni sa be ha om kakra e wo 1 month na me ko ba tachi hia kaje manage gbete bia na wo bi akoma no omo abu am yele mo am kekishin 1 month ni low ko manya for send be a fish no ebinu be nya ebewu na nkitinkita bem
say eno no mo kan no say clearly onipa bia no when you have the gestation period I say to me put birth into the fishes will lay eggs at which time the fingerlings can escape the trawlers and then you can catch the big ones na nkwala na so to me enyin that's the argument that's the whole argument
omo kasa ye ni omo nyadwen wo ka me kwan agbe eja kishin 1 month na me ko wata chetian
Edepo J ake 1 month ake 2 weeks iwo ke ye shep abosome na sia you don't go fishing for 2 weeks is that correct?
It's not 2 weeks, it's 30 days 31 days.
So you go fishing every day?
Yes, we go fishing every day.
So what the minister said say moon go fish 2 weeks now when the moon settle now 2 weeks no more is not correct?
It's not correct. Yes, you shall say every 1st July to 1st August. So it's 1 month. 1 month I have a traffic. Now 1 month no fan say inama hi ene be wu nkwada eggs ahin ene ombele until after 1 month say o ma ya be traffic o ka wata share 1 month kono after 1 month wasa ya ni insure etumo fish pond who ye fish pond na otumo say fish no omo lay eggs ikitu awom u separate omo but in epo entisa no o ka wata share 1 month ni 1 month no me here no what take be ex ke bibi any am for what's our law am ke ba hye ko.
Okay, now Doc, help us clarify this. Is it 2 weeks or 1 month close season?
It is 1 month. It is 1 month for the canoe fishing.
Okay,
it's 1 month.
So
but let me explain to him very well for him to understand. Can I speak the Ga for him to understand or something?
Okay,
Can I speak in Ga?
Yes, Obanyo Wiega.
Oh, okay. Most magazine will I change that me every shakation. Ensure no was in a german. Lower I may be any I make a four. Look at Bana, Manaka is around this time. If not only lower Bawa. The will be near me when you want to let upwelling. Ensure she should talk. Kabangwen, they are any New York, ensure she a bangwen. They are Luame Yoni, why, like a beaming. Like a beaming, the meaning, and then more along. No one I take me a quotation of the war. What I want to do, Baba, she lonely cock one of the BB me or me. VP now for me, can you say, I'm a photo. Law Nicasemo Cho Wakashi, a low size Cho Wakashi. Take the 1 million. Koni nyeme ame 4B ni yo ame misumi ashweshi koni biye atoe kwa mate dani ake ya awo nu emi kwe woni ba hye ame mamme peno koni hye ame mamme peno ame bi na meje nu emi ame je bo muwe ame ba dera ame wose kuwe ama ta available na ba for at least chikome dani wole ne ba ye amole ko no ni no fi ofe re ke jageshi won tu oni ye hola ni yo insure me around this time there le ke be na me di be ni ye hola fe ke ni yo insure me ane wolo lo ka mo o be ala le be fi o ko ni wala afele ke wala fele gbe na bibi ni yo mi amba na gbe na me si la ka je gbe mo fe ba to ko le ati lo be ni mi ni wala be ba kwa me shambaba lo mi bibi e fe na committee ni me la medura loko ko ya for me no way over the ba sha me no lo ko wo fi okay me now kedi o ye bi ni moko ko tu de bo do shi ami no bi no yin fe ki e ameji me ni egbe obi ane aso wo se ko e oye se lo ka mo lo e de ko bi ni wo ta ba fo na ba no wo ku me alo o ku shi e alo gbe ba cha no moko ko tu ni egbe ame fe ke lobo che oyo yebo ne so se pe ke jinu afiti o lo no wo to gachi won to ni station lo station aishi ni bibi ye ama me na gbe na medra ka medra ama ma force ko me that at least for the ba sha me no na ni bo mo fi obi ane lo ni bi ni ka se mo cho wa gachi lo ni ya no yo show me ne te di wo kwe lu abo na le boni awrefu a elaje ye ma na ni keboni ransom lela dia ni wo bon close bon wala ke bomba to na den shekwe ransom lela woni shebe manem do ko ana fi ogupe ti wo bon fe mo ne abi ko da me be ko ta go me be ni amenye me fo ni bi escape ni amenye amendra na me fo ko lo ko do fe ne for some few years wala fishing se e baba odugba ni ko ti e ko ya mo roba cry je lo ba fa te roba ti dia ne Robert Patrick lower because we don't care on pata say ke no apa we let me pay fight aka be no tisha me awo no fi won be ke ha ame kam wo se aka me lutumo ba hi e ame ko ni Ghana won o makaba e ti won na lu no kwa ye ko mi e ba fe na gba e ho man Ghana ke no apa me fight ko ni America wo atuni ni amana lo so se ka me ko last year but wo feel wo ha na me te wura me na la lo na mo e ye tile na me na lo mo te benimi ni obon ko close se fi mo e ba je you that
okay
no what fight ko na go to
Doctor here so I mean he's clearly
say sila yani omunya
oni nyaje still
sila yani nyaje say o kan bibi say wo mba wo fie na obi di tuo eba beta ke mu a obobo wo ba ni wo ba na bibi sa enu dia unu physically o ba ye de pese o mu ti aseni say epo no da ho no ukọ ho a sese amu jaye 1 month a ye kọ ho a ye tumi hu ase say ukọchi kese ana ukọchi de ya wo mu sese anu ohun nti problem ba kunu say China for no omu ha adwen yen fa ni say season aye wo mu no bia na jibeni wona lo wa ni benu okena lo na me yo na amenyu season every season lo ni new ni season lo ni babaji kankama atolo ko kankama efi aka ole shimi to ni doctor anashi bia na tumo 10 years 15 years mi ne wona kankama don ni kankama wakola kishi amejo independent square every season amejo independent square na me ba XYZ ni abaname e bi ene she China be before I'm back independence now I'm across baba Osukase Johnson China be for me I'm net for me no me to be doctor over getting close to 20 years and na tell you kan mother na kan yourself because of China be I'm a sa low na ni ogbene kadi wo no tumo ka wote ekonu wa mo low ni amina kishi jeme low jeme ba me net gba na o kachi no be na am net ba ekumekura me gbo yemi ona no 1 month ni amikeshi wo batashia ke bona amikeshi low ko ba fokani wo to ka mageshi etuni o amike gba ona because be na ko the whole 1 month ka amaha wo mo omo ne cheka ma wo no fitai omo kefo ko amu ko mo kefo no ale chani kwa ngai mi de kwa ni kwa no to ka make 1 month na me ko batashia wo na ale no ko e be sana mo kia wo nka make amefo se because e wawi bia to no season o kele the whole season obonyomo o wole tewu an abonyomo season mi no ba na lu ni oba che onyomo fiwe e ka ko o atashia shia no ka me pa agbe ya ni tumo ni she na me ko atashia shia ai
yeah na kan di emi bola keshi kankama saninorio so for example kankama is just one of the fishes and we know say fishes no so mutumi go extinct e be omo time e twem there are a number of even oba asase so mbo bi o ho in the days na ihu omo na mu ni hobio so can we not say be a kankama no for the past 7 years amu nya bi no it means omo they've gone extinct
onim reason sisi a ukote mahabo ukokosto a ubenya kankama aton
nti enfo na chi omo
China for no petrol is for na chi omo ukoko sisi a ubenya bi aton
what it means is mo na munya kankama no ba petrolers na enya kankama
amunya kankama petrolers no munya kankama omo
Can I help you here?
yes doc
Yeah, you see, he has succeeded in telling us that kankama is more or less not available. Now, because I'm a B, and that's the more reason we get around the time I'm a because you be a bill, no, be bill can you say, what's there? No, about 4 no,
Doctor here.
Now,
hello, Doc.
Let me land.
Doc, can you help me? Yes, I know you are landing, but can you land in tree for me, please?
Okay.
Yes.
The actually say, the actually say, wabomode wa say kankama any system no mo. Enu na ya hu say enye kankama nko a. Once and leather na ko. Erefua onu de wakokora. The reason being that say eya omuku penino maminu ena waku ni manu aka ho. Etuku mami na oku ni manu kan ho a. Wona na beta ho na watu amawo.
Enye no na ye ne ka say petrolers na edi sa adwuma no.
See, my main show idea.
Okay.
Then the matter say, first, there are no petrolers in this country. What we have here is toilets. Now, the same time, close to season, no, toilets are not working.
Okay.
They, for 2 months, they are not working. So both the canoes and the toilets are on leave. And the Obia they amount of 2 months, July and then August.
Okay.
And canoe for only 1 month. So as I'm talking, there's nobody there to catch kankama, to catch sardine, or to catch a river or whatever. Okay. Nobody is fishing now. What I say. And because we have them at heart, if I say only 1 month to pay, after 1 month to know, almost all but no magachi and no.
Okay. That's what I said, Doc.
Okay.
Doc, I think me the basic I made us say unya opinion me atwetwen komo Dr. Lawrence Ama here Director Inland Fisheries or Fisheries Commission and and we know say you are somewhere in the western region keep educating the farmers and the fisher folks so that in future when you cancel the close season we'll have plenty fish. Thank you. Now Niama, thank you. Very finally, now more accuse nkrofo say omo ye we so that the fish in beko coast to akotona majuma say. Why were you saying that?
Denti amika sanu yenim. Omo de high getting to almost 10 years ni. What I say? Omo de anu first no mo deep sea. Pa no mo ko say dog wa free line so anka mema wa bisa no. First no omo ko deep sea pa. Wa say baby aye kenu for ko no. E ho no mo nam. Because almost say at times enam kese no baby aye kenu for kono jeme jeni low agbo yo
because there's not so much noise, peace of mind.
Yes, ona boni me wona gba ni amike gba wona ajino o ba no kachi no to boni wie kechon yen bono kachi no ka me ba won ko chi o ye e ba ni na bo e ba lobo na me nete inawa ke lobo ni ke bo ya ona etumo kankam ya to 20 years mi ne e ko na ma gbe osume amagbe ameme to 6 me fe gbo ona boni no ololo won ka ma keshi ni na mfi o close season na mfi o e ke wo ye bia ne one man to boni ke bo e wonu tumo daily basis ni ko te no ba na no ba ye ko to no na o ba ta she flow Tuesday poni ke no ji komeni o ke ta she shan gole e gba mi na
from now to
no ni doctor you bia ni ba na gba ni phone line ni ba twa me to 2 or 3 po ba ye o ba na ke complain if you na kan ni bo ni gole ba ye ona ni onyo ta she ame wolo mi ni tuwa mi ko tun ko ta she ame ba ka me background say oduba ne amba bo temi na me na ona wo mi ni wo sure na ame ba je ame office ni ame ka wolo mi tuni nke ya o e wa o ka sha me pa.
From now till the 31st of July, how are you going to survive? Then I'll be then I'll be here because emono on sa account there. Omo dia bro.
Omo nya fan ba.
Time nom there.
And day 3. Nti e komo no ahase omo ye wo. Ka me kemba omo kefo. Ame ka ban kwa wo no. Ona. E wa me ko krapo amenga me ba jamedi. E bi no hiri omo yiri because one sure ya because who need scout be sure yiri. What I say? Nti onu so nti ase ma wa. Say be kwa ja.
Niama, thank you very much for making time to talk to us. Chairman, now the fish ni biabana call me.
How do you call it?
You have forgotten. Thank you so much. So next time I remember. Niama, thank you very much for making time to talk to us. I know chairman of the Canoon Fisher folks here in Osu. I would say Dr. Lawrence Ahian, so Enka, ono Director Inland Fisheries or Fisheries Commission. Close season common Ashas, and I'm sure from now till the end of July and then to the end of August, trawlers, non so the NBC no. And then when the sea is open again, the impact of the close season over time and how the fisher folks will be receiving it going forward. My name is Wisdom Hedejime Ushamia from Inyansa. Kwame Menka at the Dwaboase Omano Etnase or TVXYZ and Power FM. Good morning.